Hey everyone, so we've got some fresh commentary straight from Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. And wow, what he shared yesterday about XRP's growth is absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about the entire XRP ecosystem here, and XRP itself is just crushing it right now. You know what's crazy? I literally just covered this topic recently, so it's awesome to see Brad Garlinghouse himself jumping in and backing up exactly what we've been talking about. But let me check out this insane headline from CoinDesk. Ripple just brought their $700 million RLUSD stablecoin to Africa for extreme weather insurance trials. Let me blow your mind here. Here's what's crazy. RLUSD actually needs XRP to function. Every single transaction on the XRP ledger, you guessed it, requires XRP. Without XRP, RLUSD literally can't exist. Get this though, just 1 year ago, this didn't even exist. They launched this beast in December, and bam, we're already looking at a $700 million market cap. Mark my words, folks, we're about to see this thing rocket past $1 billion real soon. And this is exactly why I've been telling you guys. This stablecoin is hitting a massive market opportunity. We're still early enough in crypto history that a powerhouse like Ripple can literally storm in and give Tether and USDC a serious beatdown. Here's their genius strategy, though. They're coming at this from a completely different angle. They're basically saying, hey, what if we become the most transparent, regulatory compliant coin out there? That's their entire game plan. And honestly, it's brilliant. While everyone else is playing catch up with regulations, Ripple's already building their foundation on rock solid compliance. This could be the move that changes everything in the stablecoin wars, folks. The Crypto Basic just dropped some serious news. German mainstream TV is putting XRP front and center again. I mean, can you believe it? We're literally watching German national television dive deep into XRP conversations over and over. And honestly, I'm absolutely here for it. Here's what's wild though. For some reason, and I have no idea why, German national TV seems totally cool with dropping XRP truth bombs left and right. This isn't even their first rodeo, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So yesterday, CME Group drops this absolute bombshell on X. We're talking about their official account here, 683,000 followers strong. These guys literally run the world's biggest derivatives marketplace, and guess what? They're backing XRP hard. They put out this post talking about how XRP, Solana, and micro ether futures just smashed all-time highs for open interest. Now, listen, I actually called this out last week, right? But they're posting it again because it's that big of a deal. And here's the kicker. Brad Garlinghouse saw this and was like, yeah, I need everyone to see this. So he's out there spreading the word too. I mean, when the CEO gets involved, you know something major is happening. 446,000 views already just from Brad Garlinghouse alone. That's seriously something to celebrate, guys. But here's the thing that gets me. Remember how everyone kept saying XRP was basically dead for what, half a decade now? Actually, way longer than that. But especially when that SEC lawsuit dropped, oh man, the FUD was unreal. XRP is going to fall out of the top 10, they said. It's a dead coin, they said. Who wants that Ripple scam coin anyway? Well, look where we are now. So people keep asking me, why would anyone want XRP when Bitcoin is supposedly the perfect sound money? Chuckles, honestly, I can barely keep a straight face saying that anymore. Remember when everyone said XRP would crash to zero against Bitcoin? Yeah, well, plot twist, turns out reality had other plans. And here's the thing. XRP is actually crushing Bitcoin technologically. I mean, come on, it's got way more utility. It's obviously more advanced. And guess what? People are starting to notice. They're realizing what XRP brings to the table, and it's absolutely thriving because of it. Look, we're not even asking, will XRP make it anymore? That question's already answered. It has made it. XRP is hands down one of the early champions in this whole crypto game. And that's just facts. Literally, we are just watching and waiting to see how crazy high this thing is going to rocket during what's going to be the most euphoric bull run we've ever seen. And trust me, that hasn't even started yet. I am genuinely excited to see just how much XRP is going to absolutely crush it in the years and decades ahead. It's going to be incredible to witness. But here's the thing. We don't even need to wonder if this whole thing worked out. It already has. The features it brings to the table are exactly what everyone wants. It's one of the original pioneers in this space. It simply won. It dominated here. And Brad Garlinghouse just dropped this bombshell from CME Group data. He posted that XRP futures contracts literally became the fastest contracts in history to reach $1 billion in open interest, taking just over 3 months. And guys, that's completely accurate. Check this out from August 26th. XRP futures just smashed open interest records at CME. And get this, they're eyeing $3.70 next. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about a potential new all-time high here, which they actually highlighted on their page. But wait, there's more. Remember this gem from just a few days back? People might be seriously underestimating demand for spot XRP ETFs, says this ETF expert, right as CME XRP futures are breaking these records. Guys, this isn't just some random news. Think about what this actually means. We just witnessed CME history being made, and guess who did it? XRP. I mean, this is absolutely mind-blowing stuff, and honestly, it proves everything we've been saying about XRP all along. Remember all those people who kept saying XRP was pointless? They'd throw out these ridiculous arguments left and right. And guess what? They were completely wrong. And here's the beautiful thing. We don't even have to guess anymore. The proof is right there in front of us. Reality speaks louder than any critic ever could. XRP is getting adopted everywhere. And this record just shows there's real, genuine demand for it. So to all those keyboard warriors who kept claiming that XRP social media buzz was fake, oh, it's just bots everywhere. Well, looks like they need to eat their words now. That's just the sound of lies, baby. Oh, really? So this is supposedly it? Hold up. You're telling me CME Group is running around with their Mickey Mouse data and invisible money rivers? You want me to swallow that fairy tale? Not happening, legends. This whole circus never passed the smell test, and that's exactly why I'm here screaming from the rooftops. When XRP finally breaks through and gets that sweet, sweet spot ETF blessing from the SEC overlords, the money avalanche that's about to hit will literally melt faces. And plot twist, I'm predicting the same rocket fuel explosion with regular spot XRP on our bread and butter exchanges. Yeah, the real deal XRP, we're hoarding like digital dragons on Binance, Coinbase, wherever. So there's this massive hunger out there for a real cryptocurrency, and I mean real, that's got mind-blowing tech behind it and actually fixes genuine problems for everyday people and businesses. Wild concept, I know, right? Check this out, though. So spot XRP exchange-traded funds could actually blow up way bigger than anyone's expecting. That's coming straight from Nate Garassi. He's the co-founder of ETF Institute and president of Novodeus Wealth Management. His exact words, think people might be underestimating demand for spot XRP ETFs. And honestly, he's absolutely right. Rubs hands together. When these launches hit, oh man, we're about to witness some serious fireworks. I'm literally getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Listen up. XRP keeps stacking wins like it's collecting Pokemon cards, and this latest news, chef's kiss, pure gold. Ripple just dropped a massive $700 million RLUSD stablecoin bomb on Africa. Plus, they're experimenting with extreme weather insurance. Like, can we take a moment to appreciate how epic this is? Okay. I know what you're thinking. XRP is already flexing on multiple blockchains, bouncing between Ethereum and XRP ledger like some crypto superhero, but plot twist, there's definitely more platforms coming to the party. Here's where it gets spicy though. On XRP ledger, XRP isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely vital. You should check this brilliant domino effect. Every time RLUSD absolutely crushes it on chains like Ethereum, it's building street cred everywhere, especially back home on XRP ledger. It's like fishing where the fish actually are, right? That's why I'm doing happy dances that Ripple launched on Ethereum too. They're playing chess while others are playing checkers. You've got to meet people where they're already hanging out, right? Just let adoption happen naturally. Don't force it and watch what unfolds. XRP ledger is definitely going to capture its fair share of that market dominance. And honestly, I'm totally here for it. This whole approach is what's going to keep XRP and the XRP ledger thriving for years to come. And this momentum is absolutely unstoppable. Look, this thing is actually working, people. So Ripple, that payments company we're always talking about, they're taking their RLUSD stablecoin and pushing it into Africa big time. We're talking partnerships with Chipper Cash, Valor, and Yellow Card distributors. Pretty massive move, right? Here's what they're doing. They want every business across Africa to have access to this rock solid digital dollar. We're talking cross-border payments, liquidity, on-chain settlement, the whole 9 yards. They dropped this bomb in their Wednesday press release. Now, hold up. Let me just say this real quick. XRP is still crushing it as that bridge currency we love. But listen, to all those haters saying XRP's dead because, oh, look, RLUSD stablecoin can do the same thing. You're missing the point completely. You can literally use any crypto you want as your bridge currency, right? Like you could totally throw Bitcoin in there as your bridge. Does it work? Yeah, absolutely. But here's the catch. You're going to hate yourself for it because Bitcoin is painfully slow. And man, those transaction fees will absolutely murder your wallet. But hey, technically speaking, it works. Same deal with stablecoins. You could totally use those too. Take RLUSD on the XRP ledger, for example. That thing moves just as lightning fast as XRP itself. Like we're talking identical speeds here, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. So yeah, you absolutely could swap out XRP for a stablecoin if you wanted to. But here's where things get interesting. Listen, even if we somehow ended up in a world where Ripple only used RLUSD as their bridge currency, guess what? XRP is still getting used for literally every single transaction, every single one. That's literally how the whole thing is coded. So XRP still absolutely wins here. And honestly, I think one of the biggest drivers, like when you're looking at the big picture over years and decades, if anything Ripple's doing actually matters in a positive way, whether it's XRP being used as a bridge currency or RLUSD, I genuinely think the biggest driver is simply going to be the confidence that because either of those are being used in these corridors, it's going to make people who want to invest in crypto allocate a certain portion of their crypto investment specifically into XRP. This is literally how I've been thinking about it forever. Like, come on, it's so obvious when you break it down. We're all just here brainstorming together, right? But listen, we're not just throwing money around randomly. This is legitimate investing we're talking about. Plus, it's acting like this solid store of value too. So yeah, when we realize this thing isn't disappearing anytime soon because RLUSD has real world applications and XRP is absolutely necessary for that whole system, dude, that's incredible news. That sounds like a total win from my perspective, honestly. Now, don't get me wrong, XRP is still doing its main job as that bridge currency we keep talking about, but get this. RLUSD is actually being implemented in specific payment corridors too, especially ones that involve the United States. How cool is that? Look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that scenario. It's actually amazing. I genuinely think some folks are getting all twisted up about this, treating it like some kind of disaster. Even if RLUSD somehow became the main bridge currency one day, and hey, I'm not predicting that's going to happen, but even in that wild scenario that everyone's calling the apocalypse, I'm telling you, that's still incredible news for XRP. You're calling that your worst case scenario, dude? We're still crushing it. Seriously, come on, people. RLUSD actually launched back in late 2024. And get this, it's issued by a New York trust company that's fully regulated by the state's Department of Financial Services. Pretty legit, right? And wow, it's already exploded to over $700 million supply across both Ethereum and the XRP ledger. Now, according to Ripple, this token isn't just sitting around looking pretty. They're saying you could actually use it for treasury operations, sending money across borders. And here's where it gets really interesting, as collateral for trading those fancy tokenized assets like commodities or securities. Pretty cool stuff. So here's something absolutely crazy I touched on right at the beginning of this video. There's this massive demand, and I'm talking institutional level hunger here for a stablecoin that's completely transparent, follows all the regulations, the whole 9 yards. And guess what? That's exactly what Oil USD brings to the table. This is literally the entire game plan behind Oil USD. Mind-blowing stuff, right? They're jumping into the stablecoin game right when these digital currencies are absolutely crushing it as the go-to solution for payments. I mean, think about it. They're way cheaper and lightning fast compared to those old school banking systems, especially in emerging markets where people are literally struggling to find stable money or even basic banking services. Get this. Over in parts of Africa, folks are already living on digital dollars like Tether's USDT for their savings and sending money across borders. Castle Island and Brevin Howard dropped a whole report about this. Now, here comes RLUSD swooping in as the buttoned up, regulated cousin that's laser focused on winning over those big institutional players. Boom, look what we've got here. A market segment that's been starving for solid local currency liquidity. Hold up. Are we really seeing this? This is absolutely insane. My mind is completely blown right now, friends. Wait, no, it's not, because I called this from day one. This was written in the stars. I've been Team Ripple since forever because I knew deep down they were the only ones with the magic touch. Zero hesitation on my part. Did I know we'd witness this absolute domination just 6 months later? That part caught even me off guard. This thing is totally real, and man, it's got one direction only, straight up. I mean, come on, did we expect anything else? Moving right along from Crypto Basics news, check this out. Germany's biggest TV network just gave XRP the royal treatment. Now look, I'm going to level with you here. I have zero idea how to say this word correctly, but hey, we're going to wing it together. Time for what they call the good old college try, am I right? This German finance show called Der Aktionär TV just dropped a whole segment about Ripple and XRP, and they're calling it one of the most established players in international payments. Pretty huge, right? So get this, the host from Der Aktionär TV sat down with David Hartman from Van Tobel, and they dove deep into how XRP's crushing it in cross-vendor transactions. They're breaking down regulation impacts and showing investors exactly how to get exposure through investment certificates and futures. But here's what blows my mind. In Germany, their national TV is absolutely pumped to talk about XRP. They're genuinely excited about it. But then you look at the United States and where is this energy? Why aren't we seeing this kind of mainstream coverage here? You know what? I'm genuinely curious about this. They love chatting about Bitcoin and throwing around names like Ethereum. Totally cool, that stuff. But here's what gets me. Where's all the hype around XRP? I mean, come on, we're talking about one of the most crushing success stories in crypto history. Where's that energy? Look, I'm not saying they completely ignore it, but where's that holy cow, XRP is absolutely crushing it, just look at this insane potential coverage? You know what I mean? Last time I remember seeing that kind of excitement was way back, probably late 2017 or maybe early 2018, if I'm being honest. All right, so picture this. I'm sitting here scratching my head like an idiot, trying to nail down this date. Was it New Year's Day? January 2nd? The 3rd, maybe? My memory's totally fried on this one. But dude, what I'll never forget is what happened next. XRP was about to go absolutely bonkers. We're talking that legendary $3.35 peak that had everyone losing their minds. And here's where it gets absolutely wild. CNBC, freaking CNBC, had their anchors on live television, literally giving people a step-by-step tutorial on how to hop onto crypto exchanges and snag some XRP, like full-blown how-to guides on national TV. They were basically handing out shovels so people could bury themselves buying at the absolute tippy top of the mountain. Peak FOMO television right there. I mean, you just got to appreciate the beautiful irony of it all. It's comedy gold. Looking at this again, yeah, they covered it back then, but I'm not seeing other major outlets jumping on this story quite like that. Who knows, right? But here's the thing. Germany, they totally get it. They've got this solid understanding of what's happening here. So Hartman pointed out how Ripple's become this powerhouse in crypto, especially when it comes to helping banks and financial institutions with cross-vendor payments. And naturally, they dive into XRP itself, breaking down exactly why it all clicks together. But they're not alone in this. I actually talked about this when it first happened. There's been several stories floating around about this specific business and the person behind it all. All right, guys, let's dive into this wild story from March. So picture this. A German financial powerhouse just decided to become XRP's biggest cheerleader, and the crypto world is absolutely losing its mind. We're talking about Token Test Investment AG. I know, sounds like they generated that name with AI, right? But these venture capital legends are out here schooling everyone on XRP like it's their full-time obsession. Their YouTube channel, pure fire content, breaking down everything from rookie mistakes to expert level price predictions. Oh, but here's where it gets insane. They brought out the big guns. Meet Oliver Michel, Token Test head honcho CEO. This madman is literally chilling on Germany's stock exchange floor, dropping knowledge bombs in German like he owns the place. I mean, talk about making a statement. Am I right? Okay, so there's this guy, and his name is totally escaping me right now. Classic brain fog moment. But picture this legend literally standing on the trading floor, charts blazing on his screen, going full profit mode about XRP. He's breaking it down like a mad scientist, explaining why this rocket ship hasn't even left the launch pad yet. Here's where it gets juicy. This absolute unit was preaching the XRP gospel way back last year, months before that insane November moonshot. We're not talking about some fair weather crypto bro who suddenly got religion when the green candles started dancing. This guy, pure diamond hands energy for years, people. And the plot twist, he's still saying we ain't seen nothing yet. I'm pretty sure, and don't hold me to this because my brain's being weird, but I think he's one of those wild cards actually throwing around that magical $10 XRP target. 10 freaking dollars. So I'm like 99% sure this guy was part of that crew. And look, if I'm totally off base here, you know someone's going to call me out in the comments below, right? But I'm pretty confident that's accurate. Now, here's what's really cool about this company. They didn't just dip their toes in the water. They went all in on both Ripple as a company and XRP itself. You can literally see it right here on the screen. These people absolutely get what's happening. And here's a thing that should make you feel amazing. If you've ever sat there wondering, am I crazy for thinking XRP is brilliant? Well, spoiler alert, you're definitely not alone in this. But listen, all across the globe, some seriously successful, wealthy, and brilliant people, plus major businesses, they're all nodding their heads saying, yeah, XRP just makes sense. And trust me, there are tons of solid reasons backing this up, no matter what those folks dealing with some serious XRP derangement syndrome try to tell you otherwise. Things are looking pretty darn good in XRP territory right now, which totally explains why XRP has been the absolute champion, #1 performer out of the entire top 100 coins by market cap since that November election happened. Take that, Bitcoin fanboys. Now, hold up. You definitely shouldn't buy or sell anything just because of what I'm saying here. That would be a seriously, seriously terrible ideal, folks.